Okay, scratch that. It's not nice out. It's For the love of God, stop raining.
Last time aboard Freedom, we took advantage of some fantastic winter weather here in the Pacific Northwest before exploring Cypress Island, just east of the San Juan Islands. And after plunging into 46-degree Fahrenheit water to say farewell to 2020, we're ready for a new year. How do you feel now?
That was cold. You feel like, I don't know what it is, when you jump into cold water versus warm water, the impact feels harder. I mean, obviously it's not, but it must be because your body like clenches up. It feels like you're hitting a wall.
Yeah.
And then that second time, the minute I went in, I got like a cramp in my arm, like instantly. I don't know if like the muscle just locked up, or maybe that's because I was tense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cold.
How do you feel? Do you feel super energized right now?
It feels good now, yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing I had a coffee ready for me and a warm boat.
Yeah, that was fun. Do you think this should be an annual tradition?
Maybe like every 10 years.
No, I think it should be annual.
All right, annual.
I think we pick every year we pick a new anchorage.
Okay.
And what if we're in Alaska next year?
So the annual tradition will be the tree comes down and then we go in.
Yeah. Way to clear up the old.
Yep.
In with the new.
And start off the new.
Yeah, I like it. If you happen to be in this area and you haven't checked out Cypress, you gotta check it out. It's awesome.
Before cruising back to Seattle, we're making a pit stop in nearby Anacortes to wait out the gales forecasted to start in just a few hours. And sadly, the forecast was spot on. Wow, 40 knots. We've never seen it that high. Ooh, this is crazy.
42. 46.
46?
Yeah.
Did you look and see the forecast on when this is going to stop?
It's going to stay strong till midnight or so.
All day.
Around dinner time it gets a little better, but it's a little breezy.
How's Mister doing? He's gonna get blown away on the dock. So how you doing, bud? Are you doing okay? I know this is scary stuff for you. If we almost got blown away, you could get blown away. This was one crazy day. right. Where are we headed and when are we gonna get there?
Unfortunately, we're headed home. When we're gonna get there, it's 8 hours and 10 minutes, 57 nautical miles from where we are now, which is Anacortes. So if we leave between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, we'll probably get there at about 4.
Come on, bud. Let's go. Maybe take a little longer of a walk, just to stretch the legs, since we've got, well, it'll probably end up being a 9-hour trip, which isn't bad. Get a lot of stuff done. But the last couple days, I haven't gotten off the boat much at all. And yesterday, whew, yesterday was the worst wind we've ever experienced out here. And somebody sent me an article. I couldn't read the article because I don't subscribe to the paper, but the headline was about cyclones, or a cyclone system coming to the Pacific Northwest. And yesterday, with sustained 40-knot gusts for like over 12 hours, or sustained like 30 gusting to 40 consistently all day, I believe it. So after yesterday, days like today where it's kind of cold and just a light rain seem really nice. So today's our only weather window. Looking at the wind forecast, the next 2 days after today are horrible again. So we have a window to get home. Sean has to travel, and we got lots of boat work to do. So we're taking advantage, and hopefully the ride won't be too bad. We're gonna head through the Swinomish Channel. The last time we went through there was with our Sea Ray, and we caught a crab pot in our prop and limped back on one engine. So I always have that in my mind. That's why we're waiting a little longer to leave, so that we have more light to spot crab pots. Because sadly, all year round, especially in the Swinomish Channel, there are crab pots everywhere. So we have to be careful. Okay, scratch that. It's not nice out. It's For the love of God, stop raining. Ready to rock?
Ready to rock. Did you go to the bathroom?
Kind of. Boating in the Pacific Northwest means you'll need to be aware of and prepared for the highest of highs and the lowest of lows when it comes to Mother Nature. These past few days were good reminders of that. Boaters also need to be aware of and prepared for the presence of crab pots year-round, among other things. Today, we're taking the Swinomish Channel because it offers protection from the turbulent conditions in the Strait of Juan de Fuca right now. However, this passage is notorious for being lined with crab pots, and if you're not careful, you can do some serious damage to your boat if you run one over and get the lines wrapped up in your prop, like to the tune of thousands of dollars in damage. Take it from us, it's not cheap and it's not a fast fix, so boaters beware. One velvety Elvis.
Thank you.
I saw tons of crab pots. I saw probably 10, well, in just like a minute's time.
That's what's crazy, that they're in a
channel.
A navigational channel. Like
There definitely needs to be some regulation on that.
Because they just throw it outside the channel. The crab must be that much better right here.
What the hell? Did he have to be that close? Like within 20 feet?
Right.
I tell you, sweetie. I'll tell ya is right. Possibly more problematic than crab pots is the plethora of debris in the form of logs or full-on tree limbs floating in front of, beside, and behind your boat. This is actually really bad after rain and windstorms, but always something to be hyper aware of anytime you're out cruising. After experiencing 2 bad log hits with our last boat, we started training ourselves for the trawler lifestyle by slow boating around 10 knots to avoid any further damage, and avoiding cruising after dark if possible. It was kind of a blessing in disguise because that's when we really learned we loved cruising slowly and enjoying a much more calm and relaxing day on the water. Luckily, today's trip transiting the channel had no collisions to speak of. We also passed through Le Conner, which is a great little town with an amazing bakery and several good restaurants. We haven't been here in ages, so this was a reminder to come back soon and see what's new. As we exited the channel, we turned Freedom south to head down the east side of Whidbey Island, into Puget Sound, and back to Seattle to do a few not-so-fun chores. You got a lot on your to-do list today, don't you?
Uh-huh. Every day. On a boat.
Yeah.
It's a big to-do list.
So drain first and then the outlets?
Drain, and then I got to recharge our water softener, put a new filter in it, fill up our water tank, and then maybe the outlets.
Maybe the, oh, well.
Then the outlets.
The outlets are a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are gonna be really cool. These are the USB included, so USB-A and USB-C in the outlet, which is awesome. I don't have to keep all these around. And this guy. Busy day around Freedom. Isn't that right, buddy? Oh, what are you wearing? Playdate? Are you Playdate material, buddy? I know. I'd go on a Playdate with you.
The old trap, all corroded, yucky. This flange where the S trap connects together, it's leaking. The metal's all thinned out. Out with the old, in with the new.
But how did that break exactly? You broke it, right? You bumped into it?
Well, the metal's obviously very compromised. And when I pulled out the head hoses, I bumped this. So,
Yeah, that was a piece.
Put it over the edge.
Pulling out those hoses required quite some might.
Yeah. With a boat, you gotta be a plumber, you gotta be an electrician, you gotta be a mechanic, you gotta be a scuba diver.
Finance manager?
Yeah, a finance manager.
Relatively speaking, this was an easy plumbing job compared to the beast from yesterday, aka Blackwater hose replacement. But don't worry, we didn't get very far, so you'll see a lot more of this from start to finish in the near future. That project is proving itself to be quite the chore for both of us.
Where does it go from and
It
to?
goes to the holding tank, so that's the hose right there. I have it off. It goes under the steps, behind the wall, and inside the bathroom vanity. So I'm gonna go in the closet here, and I'm gonna try to help monkey it behind the bathroom vanity, and I need you by the bathroom vanity to pull from that end. You're gonna want to grab a flashlight so you can just make sure it's not getting hooked on anything. But you're gonna take this hose and just slowly work
Pull it out?
Yeah.
Okay, do I need gloves?
I don't think so. I got your end capped off, so you won't get covered in but I probably will because this end isn't capped.
Oh. Do you want to? Why don't you cap it?
I blew it out with the hose with the shop vac, so there shouldn't be much in it.
Are you sure? We're not gonna have like all over the place.
Hopefully not. And then there wasn't enough room to get it out, so I had to cut a bigger hole to get it out.
In here?
What's that? Yeah, up there. I slided that out to give myself some more room because it's so tight in here.
Well, now I know what the point of that closet is.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you try pulling on some?
Oh man. Oh my god, it's like not coming. It's not coming. Oh, it's still like a rock. Oh, I hear water. Okay, now I'm at that point where I'm like up against a brick wall.
So if you like dirty jobs, or just want to see where we cruise off to escape boat work, be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on all of your notifications so you'll never miss a video. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, it's time for a weekly Q&A. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first couple questions come from Tyler, and Tyler lives in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. How much of your expenses go to fuel? Currently we spend about $3,600 or $3,700 a year on fuel, depending on what the prices are, and that's for about 600 hours of operation underway, or about 3,600 nautical miles traveled is what we've been averaging the last couple of years aboard Freedom. Tyler's next question is, if you could have a home port anywhere else in the world, where would you want to go? We don't have an answer to that. We just simply haven't traveled to enough places to know what our next favorite place would be. So stay tuned, watch the channel. We'll travel more places and have an answer for you in a few years. Next up, we have a question from Nathan. Nathan is the future captain of the Ocean Sloth. Other than tools, what items do you wish you would have not gotten rid of before you moved onto the boat? And for both of us, Elizabeth and I don't have an answer to that question. I don't think there's anything that we've missed when we've been on the boat. So I think we did a pretty good job identifying what it is that we wanted to take when we made the big move. What things did you think you would need, but you haven't touched since you brought them on the boat? And about the only thing that we haven't touched after we brought on the boat was Elizabeth had a big Vitamix blender or mixer, and that wasn't used at all, and obviously it was large and took up a lot of space, so we sold it. Next question this week comes from Ann Buggy. Ann lives in Davis, California. What kind of entertaining do you do aboard Freedom? And then also, how do you accommodate out-of-town visitors? So this last year we haven't done a lot of entertaining with COVID. But before that, we'd have friends over for dinner, friends from the marina, and we've also had some out-of-town guests stay on board with us, some fellow boating friends. And the boat is set up really well for guests. We have a separate guest stateroom, and that guest stateroom has its own head and shower. So it's very accommodating when we do have guests overnight. And I would say the boat's comfortable for another couple, for 4 people on the boat. There can be more people than that, but that's about perfect given the size of the dining area and just the size of the different spaces aboard the boat. And then our last question this week comes from Ron, and Ron lives in Portland, Oregon. Ron says, congratulations, you won the lottery. If price were no object, what boat would you like to have? So, you know, I think we want to keep it to be a manageable size that Elizabeth and I can still be owner-operators and not have crew. Obviously, if we won the lottery, we'd probably have some people help out with some of the tasks that we don't want to do, like waxing the boat and painting the bottom and things like that. But all other aspects of operating the boat is something that we want to do and not have to have a staff on board at all times. So it probably puts us in a boat size of maybe 60 to 80 feet. I think we would stay with NORDHAVN. However, we'd probably want to get on some more models to know exactly which one we would select.
But really like the 63, and I really like the new 80. They haven't commissioned any yet with the owners, but the first one is coming, and can't wait to see some videos and more pictures of that model as it unfolds. So as always, really great questions from the 4 of you. Remember, if you want one of your questions answered in an upcoming video, look us up on Instagram, MV Freedom Seattle. Drop us a direct message with your name and your location and your question, and we'll try our best to get it answered in an upcoming video. Hope everybody has an awesome week, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take it easy.